Easy.
Just hang on, hon. Cool. All right, love.
Hi everybody. Sorry for that. Technical hitches. First time I've used this one, so bear with me. It's I think it's good to know that we're all in the same boat with this. You can all see my screen, so that's really good. So hope you've all had a great day in the sunshine and that you've had your aloe sunscreen on. Obviously. Wasn't sure that I'd be able to say that tonight because you're never sure what the weather's going to be like with it being the great British weather. But yeah, it's been nice today, so that's all good. A few things to go through tonight. So we have a weekly update, like Sarah always does every week, just giving you an update on what's going on, anything that's changed, things like that. We've got a couple of testimonials. So we've got two ladies coming on tonight sharing their testimonials. I think it's really important that we all hear these testimonials. I think it does us all good because we hear different people's backgrounds. We hear sometimes the problems that people have had along their way, along their journey, and sometimes it does make you feel a little bit normal. You think, oh, okay, it's not only me, because we all have them times. So it's nice to hear other people's, but also it's nice to hear how they overcome it as well. So if somebody has had problems or obstacles, how they've got over that, basically. So that's good. So two nice ladies going to do that for us tonight. We've then got the lovely Joanne Andrews. She's been reading The 4 Colour Personalities of Multi-Level Marketing. This is a book that Sarah's given to her. It's one that I've not even heard of, actually. So I'm really looking forward to hearing about that one, Jo. And I think that's one that I'm going to have to buy. We're always talking about that leaders are readers. Yeah, that is right. It can change things in your normal everyday life, not just your business. I know that when I've been reading and all the mindset training and things like that, things in my everyday life, I deal with them in a different way now, not just business wise. So they're really good. Invest in yourself, give yourself half an hour every day just to sit down and just read part of a book. Maybe it's at the end of the day. Some people do it in the morning. I personally do it about 8, half 8. I've actually put it in my diary. Me and Sarah sat down one day and we were really strict with my diary. So 8 or half 8, I come and sit in here where I am now, which is my conservatory, and I do half an hour reading of one of my books. We've then we'll be going on to Philippa Gard, and Philippa's going to talk to us about the importance of leadership. So it doesn't matter whether you've got one person in your downline or you've got 45 or you've got 100 or 200. Doesn't matter how many people you've got underneath you. As soon as you have a downline, that could be one person on your team, you are a team leader. So that's Philippa's just going to go through the importance of leadership because your team are watching you. So they want to learn from you and they want to basically monkey see, monkey do. They want to copy what you're doing. And then I'm just going to go through myself a reminder of the new changes that we've put in place. And I've done some visuals for you just so that you can have a look. Some of you might have already started doing yours. Some people might have been buying their stuff this weekend. I know I've seen quite a few photos on Divine which look really good. Everybody's getting excited about their new stationery. So if you're a little bit unsure and you haven't quite started yours yet, hopefully the photos that I've put on there, it's literally just a whole slide of each thing that we've talked about, just so that you can have a look, take screenshots, or obviously I'm recording this, so you'll be able to go back over it and just see if you're on the right tracks. So we'll start off with the weekly update. So the September Success Day is now sold out. So if anybody was hoping to go, what I would suggest is, if you need babysitters or you need to book the day off work or you need to sort anything out to go to the Success Day, first of all, get October sorted. But what I would also say is, see if you can get somebody on standby for September. Although they're sold out, I know that the 18 page, normally a day or so before, people are putting them on because for whatever reason they now can't make it. So they're normally selling their tickets. So I would say be ahead of the game. If you really wanted to go and you're gutted that you didn't get tickets, get everything in place and just wait, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be able to come and share the day with us. It's really, really good. Training, motivation, again, other people sharing their stories. There's been a lot of people stand on that stage, and I've sat there and I've thought, oh my God, that sounds just like me. They've hit certain obstacles that I've hit, and and how they overcome it, and you just think, oh yeah, let's keep going, really, really motivational. And anybody that's been, I know there's one lady, Caroline Pendleton, she came with Lorraine, and she hadn't actually signed up to the business. I think she was about to sign up, but Lorraine brought her along to the success day. As soon as she'd been to the success day, she was like, yeah, I'm definitely signing. She loved it, the atmosphere, the buzz. It's a nice day out. We get to meet other people from all over the country, from other parts of the team. So it's a really, really good day. If you haven't got your tickets for October, get them now, ASAP. Get everything in place to come along in October. Be really, really good to see everybody. Also, don't forget the 4 case credit party. So this is for everybody that has been 4 case credit active in July, August and September. So if you were 4cc active in July, make sure you're 4cc active in August, and obviously going into September, make sure you're also 4cc active in September, because you'll then be invited to an amazing party that Sarah's going to put on. We're all going to go. All us managers will be there, and anybody that's done their 4 case credits. Just remember, guys, the 4 case credits is just the minimum that the company asks of you. Obviously, you don't have to do that when you're just a assistant supervisor, but it's good to get it in place, because as soon as you start being a team leader, you need that for your team building bonus, but also that's what you came in. So even if you come into the business to retail, the 4 case credits is why you join the business. You join the business to earn a certain amount of money, a minimum amount of money, and that's what that's for. So if you're struggling with your 4 case credits, you need to be onto these trainings. You need to be going through all of the pin posts again. I would advise everybody to do that again anyway. I've personally been going through it again this week. It's quite interesting to go through it again. You pick up different things. So go through that, and let's see how many we can get to be 4cc active. Also, the last one here is the 4cc recognition videos. You'll have all seen them. You'll have seen them on Divine, but you'll have also seen them on all of the other managers' pages as well. This is something we've all been buddied up with people, and we're in a few Facebook pages as managers, and there's certain things that there's been suggestions of what we should do. And that was one that we've actually all been told to do, and I think it's really, really good. Recognition of who's done their 4 case credits. I think it's quite exciting. If you were quite close to your 4 case credits last month, I think it's that push that you need really to get yourself to 4 case credits. Again, there's loads and loads of ways that you can do it. So let's all get there. Let's build big teams. Let's get everybody loving Aloe. I love to share the Aloe love. Okay, so now we are going to go on to our first testimonial of the evening, and that is Kelly Sutton. So Kelly is on Philippa Gard's team. I'm just going to unmute you, Kelly. There you go, Kelly. You should be unmuted now.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to mute myself, so go ahead.
Thank you. Philippa, you could choose a better picture. Well, thank you anyway. Hello, I'm Kelly. I joined Forever in June, I think it was, end of May, beginning of June. I knew Philippa pretty much all my life, and when she took on doing Forever, I poo-pooed her basically. I thought, oh, I've been there, I've done that, I've done Ann Summers, I've done Body Shop, I've done all these things. What is she doing? She needs to get out of that. Anyway, Philippa being Philippa proved the world wrong and went out and absolutely smashed it. And she's worked hard and she's been an inspiration. And I thought, do you know what? I want a piece of that pie. She's just been fabulous. So for me, really poo-pooing her, I'm now on board. So that just shows you never give up on someone, because they may come round eventually. I'm a mum of 3 beautiful children, and I work as a deputy manager in a preschool, which I absolutely love my job, but my thinking is, my big why is I have a poorly son who has severe chronic asthma, and he's off a lot, so therefore I can't work a lot. So I want to be able to work from home so that I can still earn and care for him at the same time when he needs me, without having to worry about letting people down at work all the time. And plus, I've recently become a single parent, so I want to make sure that my kids have everything that they ever need and everything that they ever want. And I aim to work hard to provide for them. And this is where the wonderful opportunities come from. So, yeah, that's it. That's my story.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Kelly. I think when you've got such a big why, like Kelly has there, you know, wanting to be able to, you know, spend more time at home. And also, I think probably, Kelly, you've probably had quite a lot of stress. It's very stressful when you're working, you've got children, and they have a day off sick, or probably in your son's case, he's probably had quite a lot of time off sick, and I think it's quite hard. You've got to phone up, you know, you feel really bad, you feel awful that you can't go into work, even though they understand it. It still doesn't stop you from feeling awful when you're at home. So well done, Kelly, and glad that you came, you know, you came back, well, not came back on board, but that you decided to, you know, to be open-minded enough to take a look. So I think it's gonna change your life and your family's life. So well done, that's brilliant. Now we are going on to the lovely Joanne Andrews. So Joanne's going to go through, like I said, the book that she's been reading, 4 Colour Personalities of Multi-Level Marketing. So really interested to listen to this, Jo. Also, Jo, if you've got any recognitions, if you want to tag that on to the end of your slot, that would be brilliant. Thanks, Jo.
Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're on, babes.
Oh, you've muted yourself, haven't you, Nicola? Sorry, that's...
No, go ahead.
Okay, hi. Right, well, as Nicola said, I've read this awesome book that Sarah gave me when we were at the last A-Team Sizzle. The 4 Colour Personalities for MLM, The Secret Language for Network Marketing by Big Al. And it's not a very big book, so if you're not a big reader, you'll be relieved to hear that it's a very short book. I actually read it in an evening, because once I got into it, I actually couldn't put it down. But there's not too much to it. Like I say, it just explains 4 different colours of personalities. So I'm going to try and be as brief as possible, because those of you that know me well know I do not tell a short story. So I've made notes to try and be as brief as possible. So the 4 colours are yellow, blue, red and green. So what he's done is in the book he exaggerates the characteristics of each colour so that it sticks in your mind. But I'm just going to go through briefly what each one sort of stands for. Yellow are the helpers. They're the ones that, you know, they care a lot about other people. They want to do, you know, they want to make other people happy. They're very much about everybody else, quite selfless people. I think he calls them like tree-hugging hippies. Blues are the party adventure types. They love talking. So yes, I'm a blue. They love talking. They love meeting people. Blues tend to go off on 4 different tangents in one conversation at least. I actually know a lot of blues. So you attract what you are, right? And then you've got reds. Reds are the boss. So they're the organisers. They want results. They want success, and that's what drives them. And greens are all about the details. Have to know every intricate detail about everything. And what you will probably find is that you are predominantly one colour, but you will have little dashes of other things. Like I think I'm a bit of yellow, but I'm predominantly blue. I know my husband is absolutely green. He's all about the details. And I think the very first thing you need to do when you read the book is to decipher and to be honest with yourself, which one am I? I know that I would love to be a red. I know I have red elements about me, but I'm definitely not an all red. I see someone like Angela Lochran as a red. And so it's really interesting because you start thinking about people in your life or people in your team or people that you're prospecting at the moment. And you start kind of going, right, okay, well, they're definitely a yellow or they're definitely a blue. And the great thing about being able to identify which colour personality you're talking to, it means that when you do a one-to-one with somebody, you can tailor how you talk to them, the kind of words you use when you talk to them that are going to engage them. Because, for instance, you know, if you are, say you're talking to a blue and you go into all the details about the history of the company, all the product details and the inside leg measurement of Rexmon, you'll probably lose them and they'll probably get bored and just, you know, they won't want to join because they just, their brain's gone off somewhere else. But, you know, if you're talking to a green and you only talk about the exciting travel, the expensive cars, the big checks, they'll probably think it's a scam without having all the intricate details of the history or the stuff that you said to the blue, you probably should have said to the green and vice versa. And for instance, you know, if you talk to a yellow about how they can get themselves, you know, the 6-figure salary, how they can get themselves free holidays, they're probably not going to be interested because they want to help other people. So when you speak to a yellow, you want to be saying things like, the great thing about our business is that not only do the products help people with different health trials and tribulations, but our business model can also help other people achieve the lifestyle they want, achieve, you know, working from home so they can be with their kids or have an extra income. And again, it's about choosing key words to speak to that person. And for me, when I read this book, it really tied in. It was like the missing piece of the puzzle from when I read the book, The Questions Are the Answers by Alan Pease, which for me was a real game changer reading that book. I do absolutely love all these books. I think Sarah's bought most of them for me. But they are incredible, or suggested them to me. And the reason I think those two go hand in hand is because with the questions and the answers, one, obviously it gives you 5 really important questions to ask people, but it's all about listening. So it's all about learning about who you're talking to, what it is that they want and what they need from the business. So if you ask the right questions, listen to the answers, and then work out which colour personality they are, then you will be able to do a really effective one-to-one, and you'll be able to engage them and hopefully have a better success rate or ratio of people saying yes and no to you. Because obviously we're always going to get no's. Nothing is infallible. You know, there isn't one way that's magical that's going to get a yes every time you sit down and give someone a one-to-one. But I do believe that if you read books like this and you learn how to be effective in a one-to-one, that the success rate will be much higher. So I think that's a record for me, but I'm actually done. Ta-da!
Thank you, Joe. Did you
Nicola,
have
you
any
back on?
recognitions? Yeah, did you have any recognitions, Joe?
Oh, recognition. Oh, well done. Yes, thank you. I do actually. Firstly, I'd really like to recognise a lady in my team called Angela, who is a very good friend of mine. I do believe I've recognised her before, but I want to recognise her again because she's been doing the business now for 3 months and has smashed her 4CCs every single month and has achieved her first level 4CC pin. So I'm super duper proud of Angela, and I really would love it if next week that she gets to do a testimonial, so we'll talk about that. And also she has introduced one of her wonderful friends that I've had the pleasure of meeting, Mel, and together you have to watch this space because they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I know they're listening tonight, obviously, and Mel is going to smash 4CCs this month, and I just can't wait to see where their business goes. So I think they're going to race each other to manager, so I'm really, really excited for them. And I did have other recognitions, and I didn't write them down, Nicola. I'm so sorry, but that was the one that I really wanted to recognise. Oh, and also the other person I wanted to recognise was a really good friend of mine that's just joined literally like a week ago, Anna. And before we had even had our proper first planning meeting, she'd smashed 1CC, done, boom. And already has a list of prospects that she's going to be speaking to over the next week to start building her team, and this is her first month. So I'm absolutely, yeah, I'm really excited about lots of things going on in the team, but they're the two that really spring to mind. So I'll pass back to you now, Nicola.
Thank you, Joe. That book sounds amazing. Sounds really, really good. I think I need to get that, especially, like you said, for one-to-ones. You know, how amazing that you can go to a one-to-one and just you asking certain questions straight away, you know what type of person they are, and you can, go down the right avenue for that person. Because like you say, going into intricate detail for somebody, that's possibly a blue, yes, they want to know some detail, but they don't need to be as intricate as somebody that's a green. So I think I'm like you, Joe. I think from listening to that, I think I'm a blue for definite.
I think there's lots of blues actually. I just really wanted to add one more thing, was the book actually gives you a list of words that are good for each colour to use when you're talking to them. So that's the last thing I'm going to say. But yeah, there is. I'm doing it again, I'm blue. But yeah, the book actually does give you a list of the right kind of language to use with those colours. So everyone needs to get this book.
Definitely.
I am going to mute myself now.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, definitely. I think, especially it being such a short book, but it sounds as though it might be short, but I think it's going to have quite a lot of impact on our businesses. So I think we all need to get one of them. I'm going to go over now to Philippa Gard. Philippa's going to go through with us the importance of leadership. Like I said earlier, as soon as you've got a team member, it doesn't matter whether it's one or hundreds, you are a team leader at this point. So Philippa is going to go through all of that with us. Can you unmute yourself, Philippa, because I can't see your name. I think you might be a waiting for name person.
There we go. I think I've just unmuted myself. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Nick?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just about. Oh, I've just turned myself up. That should be a little bit better. Are you cool? Okay. Okay then, yeah. So thank you, Nicola. Good evening, guys. I just want to say really, really quickly before I go on to my little slot, that book is really interesting. Reason being, anyone who knows me knows that I was an entertainer before forever, and I did exactly that as an ents manager overseas, and it's really interesting because I didn't even know that book existed till last week, till Sarah actually talked about it in her video on Divine Success. And I first started looking at colours in terms of personalities about 6-7 years ago overseas. So it's really interesting, and I knew what colour I was, and I thought, I'm just going to see what Joe says about this, and I was a red then, and I'm blatantly still a red now. Pretty obvious. Like results, like to just get on it and smash it. So yeah, definitely a red. But really interesting that has just popped up again, actually, from years and years and years ago. So it's reminded me, yeah, definitely, as the lady said there, of how powerful it is to know different people and their personalities. So yeah, thank you for that, Joe, tonight. Brilliant. Okay, so leadership then. Nicola's kind of touched on a little bit of that tonight already, so you guys kind of know where I'm going to go with this, really. Just a few pointers, a few tips, a few, bits of information to take away with you on this that I think are really, really crucial if you are wanting to build a team within Forever, which, to be honest with you, even if you just start this business to retail, I think it is quite likely that at some point in your business, you're going to want to build it either a little bit bigger, want a little bit more money, maybe open your eyes a little bit to the potential. And I think that if that's where your head might possibly go, then being a leader is crucial straight away. And again, just to kind of blow this out there, really, some people think that being a leader is being a boss or a manager, and it's not at all. I am a manager, but I'm not anybody's manager. I don't tell anybody what to do. I coach and mentor people in this business, and I think that's where we need to look at leadership within Forever as being somebody who leads people in the right direction. And if people choose to follow, great. If they don't, that's their decision. But that doesn't make you any less of a leader as long as you're actually following the plan of how a leader needs to be. So as Nicola said there, guys, when you recruit somebody, as soon as somebody joins your team, even if it is with a clean 9, even if they join you with just a clean 9. I mean, Kelly didn't mention that, but Kelly actually joined a year ago with a clean 9, but didn't obviously look at the business, just continued to use the products with 15% off. So even then, when I was sort of bringing people like that, they were still joining in my business, and they were still people that if they wanted to do another C9, or at the time if they wanted to move on to what we had that was called the Nutrillion program, I was responsible for coaching them through that. Which you should be with all your customers anyway, but these people are different because they're actually part of your business. So as soon as you recruit somebody, you have a responsibility. So again, if you're somebody who even just has one person in your team at the moment, or you're perhaps even just speaking to somebody who's looking at the business, if that person does join you, you are responsible for being that coach and mentor to help them on that journey. So that's a real key point to think about if you're looking to build your team, build your business. You need to lead from the front, which basically means you need to do exactly what it is that you ask of your team to do. So like Nicola said, and we hear it over and over and over at events and on trainings and everywhere at the moment about it being a monkey see, monkey do business. Your team will do what you do, not what you say. I've seen this too often from other managers outside of this team. Where people will sort of go, oh yeah, I've told them that they have to do 4cc. I've told them they have to go and recruit 2 people a month. I've told them that they have to do 2 parties a month. And to be honest, I think it's really, really interesting, because what you find a lot of the time is that these people who often will tell people what to do are not often doing it themselves, and that's never going to put you in a great place for your business. And for your future, really. I don't ask anybody within my business, and I use the word ask because I'm not anybody's boss. I don't ask anybody to do something that I haven't or I wouldn't do myself. Again, that actually came from being entertainment manager as well, because it's the way that it works. It's how people earn respect, get respect for you. So how you earn respect. And I've always said, and I think it transpires to this business as well, you earn respect. You should never expect respect. So that's a big one for me in terms of leadership. If you're saying to somebody within your team, you need to get your 4cc's in the first 2 weeks of the month, which as managers we are coached to do, and I always do. You know, I wouldn't say that happened at the beginning of my journey because I was learning, and that's absolutely fine. But as you start to grow your business, build your team, it's something that we coach. But if you've got somebody, you know, above you saying to you, for example, right, okay, you need to get to, you know, 4cc in the first 2 weeks, if they're doing it, then you can look up to them and say, okay, I understand that, okay, so they just done it. Fantastic. If you're coaching that down to your team, you need to be doing it yourself. So you need to really make sure that you're actually doing what it is that you're coaching. The big phrase that I like as well, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I use that quite a lot if I feel like something isn't happening within my team or within my business, or, you know, I have to sometimes look at myself. And the important thing with leadership is that you need to critique yourself. If that tends to happen, where something's not going the way that you want, you have to look at yourself before you look at your team. Because often, not all the time, because some people just don't do what it is that they need to do to get to their goal, but sometimes it might be a case of things aren't happening in your business because of yourself. So you need to look at, are you coaching properly? You know, are you showing people that you care, that you're actually interested and bothered about their goals before they actually will listen to you and have that respect for you? So you need to be working really deep in your team. You need to be working really close with your team when you're a leader as well. You know, when somebody joins, guys, I'm just going to throw this out there, for the first 90 days, which is the first 3 months of someone's journey with Forever, we should be having a planning meeting once a week for the first 2 months, and then it sort of goes once a month as well. So after that, so, you know, again, that's real commitment that we give to somebody once they join the business, and once they know how much you care, they're going to want to care how much you know. So that's a real key point as well with leadership. Just one thing with leadership as well, guys, you're a business coach, you're not a life coach. That's a really big one. I think it's really easy to get sucked into life's problems or little issues that happen within your team, and I don't think it's constructive. I don't think it's productive to have that happen. So just remember, guys, that you're somebody's business coach. You're not somebody to sort out somebody's life, and it's quite hard not to get sucked into that as your team grows as well. For me, in terms of what I was just saying there about asking someone to do something that you would do, that applies to lots of things. And just to sort of throw a few out there, guys, CCs that I've mentioned, recruiting. I often hear people say, oh, you need to go and recruit, build your team, go and recruit. And then that person who's saying it isn't recruiting, which is just going to lose complete respect straight away. Training as well. Make sure you're logging on training. This is a big one. If you're saying to your team, make sure you're logging on Thursday nights and Sunday nights training, and you're not, then that's a really way of coaching your team, because you have to be doing what it is that you're coaching down. So if you're coaching your team to get online, you need to be online yourself. And the other thing really is BPs and success days. So again, we should be coaching everyone to be attending the events and the business presentations and success days. If you're doing that, you need to be there yourself. You can't be coaching people and telling people that's what they need to do to grow their business if you're not doing it. Because even if you think your team don't know, trust me, your team know. People see a lot more than you think. And if people lose that respect for you, it's very, very hard to get that back. So that's something just to be aware of as well. So yeah, final tip on that really, guys, look at yourself before you look at your team. And just remember, as Nicola said there, that once you do bring somebody into your business, you are responsible, and it is a monkey see, monkey do business. They do exactly what it is that you do, not what you say. So that's my little slot on leadership. Do you want me to continue, Nick, with my recognitions?
Yes, please, Anne. Yes, thank you.
Should I carry on?
Yeah, did you hear me, babes? Yeah, carry on.
Cool. Yeah, I've got you. It's all good. Thank you. Okay, so just quickly before I start then, recognitions. I've got quite a few tonight. There's so much happening in my team right now, which is fantastic. Number one, I want to do a massive shout out to Kelly Sutton, who has spoken tonight. I asked her this morning, and I think she was a little bit like, oh my God, are you serious? I'm sure you'll all agree that was absolutely fantastic tonight. You could tell there was, little nerves in there, but massively out of your comfort zone, hugely. And you could have said no to me this morning, but you were like, yeah, I'll do it. That's fine. So, you've had quite a tough start to your journey. And I think, massive well done to you for speaking and opening up, and also for your honesty. I think it's a great place in this team where we can share a lot of honesty and actually open ourselves up to people that won't judge us. So really proud of you for that. A massive well done to you. Actually got emotional, always get emotional when my team speak, but really, really big well done. And also that picture, that's the only one I can find of you on your own. So I would have put another one up even, but that's all I could find. So I do apologise. But yeah, that's massive well done first of all to Kelly. My second person is Carol Stringer, who I think is on tonight. Carol joined me. I've got a couple of new recognitions in here. Carol joined me last month even. And since joining this business, Carol has spent like a good few hours every single day getting her business in order. Since last Thursday, she's organised her files. She's arranged her pups to go out. She's messaged me every couple of days, going party booked in, questionnaires done, pups booked out, been down to the shop, met a lady, gave out a sample. Just massive activity in the first month of your business, your first full month. So really, really amazing. Absolutely on track to go forward and get sort of a little team there and get your CC. So massive, massive well done. My third one, really quickly, Sharon Lindley. Sharon is somebody who has perhaps struggled in the past to kind of go out there and get that 4cc coming through, but she's really, really done well over the last couple of months of doing that. 4cc's come through. She's got her level 1 pin, and she actually managed to do 6cc last month, and that is a massive achievement for somebody who was struggling to do 4. So massive well done to you, Sharon. Again, your activity has been upped hugely. Show Mark has got your first team member, which is great, and I've seen you coaching her already and sitting down and going through first steps to manage a book. So again, a massive start to what I've just talked about there within leadership. And oh my god, there's so many of you. I'm just going to do 2 more. My next one would be Becky Blees, who's been in the team quite a while now and has focused on retailing and a little bit of focus on recruiting. But over the last, I'd say 5-6 weeks, Becky's really focused on the recruiting, and she's got lots and lots of people in the pipeline now, and 3 people coming on board this month. So it just shows that I think if you actually go out there and sow those seeds that we talked about last week and get your trackers in order, because Becky's really works on the organisation of her business, it certainly does produce results. And my, I'm going to do these last 3 all together. Oh my God, I could talk all night about this. Rachel Smith, coaching, fantastic coaching, stepping up, coaching your team. And also Katie, my new girl, Katie White, basically has come from Ireland, doesn't really have a network, and has started to build a little network here, so that's fantastic. So welcome to you. And my very, very last one is Amy and Dean, who joined with their business owner box 3 days ago, I think it is, and she's already selling products and they've not even got their box yet. So so many people to recognise. Oh my goodness, it's amazing, guys. So much happening in this team. It's absolutely fantastic. All working really, really hard. So really proud of you. And I'm going to shut up now. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Philippa. That was really, really good, and well done to all of your team. They sound like they're doing really, really well. I'm just going to hand back to Jo Andrews because we're just going to go over to the next lady that's going to do a testimonial, but Jo would like to introduce her. So I will just mute myself. Jo, off you go.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, me again. I just want to have the absolute pleasure of introducing Roxy to the webinar this evening. Roxy and I have known each other since we were about 11, and having her in the team is just amazing. And so I wanted to, this is massively outside her comfort zone, doing something like this. So yeah, I just wanted to tell her, well done already. She hasn't even started yet, but I know that she'll be really, really nervous. So well done, Roxy, for stepping up, because I know you said no at first and then you came back and went, yes, I'll do it. So everybody, this is the fantastic Roxy, and this is her story.
I'm just going to try and find Roxy. Have you just unmuted yourself, Roxy? Are you there, Roxy?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, go ahead. I'll just mute myself.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Hi everyone, so I'm Roxanne. As Joe said, I'm really nervous. This is so out of my comfort zone, but because you can't see me, I said I'd do it. So face your fears and everything. So I started this business about 18 months ago. Basically, I'm a dance teacher and I was shutting down one of my dance schools as it was taking up too much time because I've got 2 young children and I just wanted to be with them more. So I needed something that I could do from home that was flexible around my kids, but I could still earn a few £100s. So I knew my best friend Jo was doing Forever, as we see each other like every week, and I'd attended her launch a few months before, but she'd never spoke to me like about the business opportunity. So just one day I just asked her if by doing Forever if I could make a few £100s, and she said yes. So I just signed that day. I didn't really know anything about the business, but I just trusted Jo that she said I could make a few £100s, so I went with it. So it was back in January 2015, and I just clicked with Forever and all the products. I love them. I was just doing retail, and the first 6 months I'd done my 4CCs and received my level 2 pin. My immediate friends and families all loved them as well, so obviously that helped me each month get my 4CCs. But month 7, I've done something we're all warned about now, about being so certain that someone's going to join, and then last minute they didn't. So I missed my 4CCs and I was devastated. From that point, I've just learned that you've just got to plan for every possibility happening, because you can be so certain something's going to happen and it doesn't. So even though I'm still an assistant supervisor, I haven't achieved my first promotion yet. I know I will get there. As I say, everyone has their own journey. And if it takes 1 year, 10 years to make the big money, I'm going to do it and it's going to be worth it. And when you attend the success days and you hear so many inspiring stories, obviously you hear the really quick ones, which is amazing, but you do hear people who talk about their journeys which have been slower and how they've struggled, and it really helps you when you're sitting in the audience. And the reason they're up on that stage is because they never gave up, they just kept going. So I'm never going to give up, and I'm going to keep going, and I know that I'll be on that stage one day. And with this business, things can change so quickly, so you never know what's going to happen next week. So that's why you have to keep going. And I just need to work on my confidence, because I'm okay at talking to people now about the products, but I'm still lacking talking to them about the business, so I know I still need to work on that. Also, having Jo as my mentor and obviously being her best friend, I know the struggles that she's had through her journey to manager, which is a massive inspiration to us as like Team Bliss, because we've seen that just by not giving up and just keep pushing and just going, that you'll achieve it, because we've all seen her do it. So as I said, I haven't reached my goal yet, but I'm earning money, I've made loads of friends, I'm learning stuff all the time, and the training and like Sarah Skinner, the stuff she puts on for us is amazing, so we've all just got to keep going. That's it. Thank you.
Well done, Roxy.
Thank you.
Right, I'm back. Well done, Roxy. You did really, really well. So to say that you were nervous and that you've not done that before, you didn't sound it at all. So that was really, really good. I think this is the best way. If anybody wants to have a go with the testimonials, anybody wants to step forward, we all need testimonials. We all need testimonials for product launches, for business launches, when you're speaking to customers. We need them all the time. For one-to-ones, you need to have a testimonial behind you. It's nice to have it written down, and obviously the more you do it, the more that you will actually remember it in the right order. Not that it needs to be in any particular order, but if you're like me, I like to know that that I've got it in the right order. I actually just recently popped something on my team, and it was just like a sort of like a tick list, really. So you can sort of go, okay, yeah, that's it, that's my background, that's this. So what I'll do is I'll upload that onto Divine tonight, just so that if anybody that is looking to do their testimonial, it just gives you some pointers, because it might be that you've done most of it, but you might say, oh yeah, I could add that in. So I'll do that. And once again, well done, Roxy. Just going to go on to the final part now. So just really the visuals for the changes that we've put in place. So as Sarah said on Thursday, hopefully everybody that's on and everybody that's listening to the recording has actually listened to Thursday night's training. I've had quite a lot of feedback from people, and even myself, you know, like how I feel about it. I just think it's so much better organised. I think we've all been doing it around about the same way, similar. But I think that just doing it like this and everybody singing from the same hymn sheet, because we're all doing trainings together, you know, it's brilliant. So if Philippa's on and she talks about your pup, you know, your pup diary or your pup book, everybody knows what we're talking about, sort of thing. So I'm just going to go through some visuals with you. I've just screenshotted, not screenshotted, I've just taken photos just so that you can have an idea of what it is that we've been talking about. So the first thing is, which I find, I just wanted to reiterate, is when somebody signs up, before you add them to the Facebook pages, before you have the one-to-one with the, sorry, not the one-to-one, the first planning with them, what I would say is send that email. So send the email, don't add them to any pages because they'll be like, what? Send the email with the training that's in the pinned post and just ask them to go through that training before they meet with you. Obviously give them the date of the one-to-one and ask them to do that training beforehand so that they've got a little bit of an insight. They sort of know a little bit about what case credits are. We all know it takes months to get your head around that. Also, I would advise them to get 2 folders, 2 A5 notebooks, 1 to 31 dividers and 1 to 12 dividers, and just advise them that that's something that you will go through with them, you know, in your trainings, in your plannings, and you can take along yours. Obviously, again, like Philippa was talking about, is leading from the front. So when you go to your planning meeting with them, you can sit down with them, or if you're on your Skype, and you can hold it up and say, this is why you needed one of your A5 books, this is what it should look like. So I'm just going to go through them now. So the first one is the pup diary. So this is actually Philippa's pup diary. So you've got, up the top there, you've got customer name, the product, the date, and the price. I think that's really important for anybody, like Sarah was saying the other day, anybody that you actually give a 15% discount and things like that to. It's a great way of keeping it all together. You know, some people you've given 15% discount, other people are paying full price. It's just knowing and having something, not having to scroll through messages. I think when I first started, it was a bit like, oh, did they have 15%? Or are they paying full price? And it's just, if you're organised, things go a lot smoother and a lot quicker. You know, you can get through what you need to do quite quickly. So Philippa's just got there, obviously, customer's name, what they've had, the date they had it, and so she knows that the person that's had the drinking gel, she can go back to them. Looks as though they're having the 2, so she'll get in touch with them the following month, and she will say, oh, it looks as though you should be coming to the end of your drinking gel. Do you want me to reorder you one? No, actually, I think it's the way that sometimes you word it. I'll order you one, and I'll be in touch next week to deliver it, or for you to collect, however you work it. So I'm not sure if people are screenshotting, but this is being recorded, so it is something that you can come back to. I just think it helps. I'm quite a visual person. I am very, I'm okay on computers, but I do like to write things down, use my highlighters. Yeah, so I think for myself, that's why I wanted to do this little bit tonight, because I just think you can listen to people, you've got it in your head, but it helps if you can see, you know, you can see it, see somebody else's. This is the pup diary. So literally just your A5, one of your A5 notebooks, and I've just got on here, tomorrow I've got going out a Pamper Pup. So that is some of the Sonia skincare range that's going to be going out. I'm also going to put in for this lady some of the makeup, because we were speaking and she said that she'd like to try some of the makeup. So that's going out there. I've got it written down that it's going out on Monday and I'm collecting it on Wednesday. So that's all sorted. I've got another one, a skincare pup that's going out to a lady called Nam. I've organised that's going out on the 11th of August and that'll come back on the 13th of August. Just having it written down like this, you can actually just go back to it, and if anybody else wants it, because I have got at the back of the diary, I have got a list of people and what pups they want. I've done a few events recently, so I'm getting down the list, quite well. So 2 pups are going out this week. They will go out again. I've got a couple of people that I need to speak to tomorrow to organise with them, that when I pick it up on Wednesday, I've got another lady that wants the pamper pup, so I'm hoping that I can drop that to her Wednesday, get that back Friday or Saturday, so it gets the orders in. And if you're organised, it means as well, when you drop the pup off to your customer, you can say to them, okay, so you can even show them your diary, your pup diary, and just say, right, okay, basically, the products are in demand. I'm dropping it off to you today, and I need to pick it up on Wednesday. What time's good for you? So that's that. One of the other things that Sarah went through was the activity tracker. So this is activity tracker. This is just today's. Obviously 1 to 31, that relates to the days of the month. So obviously we should have at least one activity tracker in each day. And what I've been doing is I've got a lady here, you can see on here, Angie Cannon, a lady I used to work with. Beginning of September, she's off for a week, and so she wants to meet with me at the beginning of September. She's got quite a lot going on. She's working full time, but she's also looking after her mum in the evening. So she said there's no way that we can meet up at the moment, but let's put it in for the beginning of September. So what I've done is I've already popped her into my other folder, which is the 1 to 12. So that gives you your follow-ups for the following month. But I've also popped on my tracker for the last week of August. Her name is on my activity tracker for that last week as well, so that I can actually get in touch with her and say, hiya Ange, I know that you're off next week, when's good for you, and get that date in the diary. So that's what that should look like. It's not too scary, it's just really, really organised. Like I say, if you've got it all written down like this, as soon as somebody says, right, well, I can meet you next week, or contact me towards the end of the month, straight away you can just pop their name to the back of the diary, to one of your activity trackers towards the end of the month, or whenever it is that they want to get, that they want to meet you. So that's that one. I'm also just going to show you my diary. Sarah sat down with me. I'd got it a little bit organised, but I hadn't got it super organised. So we sat down one day and we went through a typical day. There's different days, because some days with having Jake, who's 15 months, he goes to a childminder on a Monday and he goes to mum on a Thursday. That's mainly if I need to do one-to-ones and things like that. That's when I use my time. But on here, it's mainly so you can see the colour coordination, but also so that you can make sure that you're not working all the time. So you can see here 9:30 till 10:30 on the left-hand side is work time. That is when Jake sleeps. So when Sophie's at school, I'll walk her down to school, and as we walk home, Jake will fall asleep in the pushchair. So an hour and a half, and as soon as I come back in, the laptop's there ready for me to jump on. We then get out and about, and this is a Wednesday because it's rhyme time day. So 10:45 till 1 o'clock, we walk over to the Rico Arena and we go to rhyme time, and then we go into one of the cafes around there and have lunch. I have a coffee, cup of tea, and make friends. So it's good to, you know, at one point I think I was spending quite a lot of time in the house. So this was good to make sure that I had time, that me and Jake were going out and about. In the afternoon then, it's, you know, time for me and Jake again to go out, to maybe go to the park, making friends. So the hour in the morning is when I've done my contact with, you know, with my 10 a day. So I get in touch with them at that point while he's asleep. We go out making friends in the afternoon, and at that point as well, because he'll need a sleep, I will we'll go to the park when I know it's time for him to sleep. I'll then pop to one of the people's houses that wants the pup, as long as obviously they're in. And it works really well because he'll then have sleep in the car before we pick Sophie up from school. Between 3 and 8 there, we've got family time. I've got Sophie who's 9 and Jake who's 1. So obviously there's dinners, there's sandwiches for school, sandwiches for Jake if he's going to my mum's, or the childminders the next day, bathing, arty, lots of things going on. So I'll sometimes multitask and have a quick phone call if somebody needs to call me, but I generally, between 3 and 8, I don't do anything. Between 8 and 9 then I will catch up on any emails. On here, that was a Wednesday evening, I decided I was going to the business presentation. But generally on other days I'll do half an hour of a book sat here in the conservatory, and then catch up on any other emails. And then 9 o'clock, laptop is put away, and it's Nicola and Wayne time. So that's what I wasn't doing previously. So we've put that in the diary now. So and obviously on the right hand side there, that is a day when, oh no, that's not a day when he's away, but that's a day where I've got a one-to-one there, and also I've got half an hour slots for Skypes. So I think previously I used to do a lot of meetings face to face with the team, but it's time management wise, it's nice to do it every now and again, but I think Skypes work really, really well. And also you get straight onto business, straight into what you need to talk about. Again, making friends, family time, half an hour for me, like a wind down, and then turn off. So I think when the main thing to look at there is how much time you're spending in the daytime with your business. Yes, part of it when I'm out and about with Jake, I'm making friends. It's not really work, is it? So, but if you haven't got your diary organised, anybody, if you work full time, obviously my diary wasn't like this when I was working full time. It was very different. So I would do phone calls on the way to work. I'd have, planning meetings on my lunch break, calls on the way home from work, and then I'd probably do an hour, 8 till 9 in the evening. Not every single day, that wasn't the same, but it was only a couple of hours a day that I would do. So strongly recommend that you get on and sort out your diary as well. It's just being organised. Right, just looking at that, we've just hit the 9 o'clock mark. That was the last one from me. So just wanted to say, hope you all have a great week. Thanks for everybody for speaking tonight, and catch up with you soon. Bye.